Alrighty guys, update time again. We've got been back along here and I double wired that and I ground it back, and I've got in here a little bit. I used that big truck tie lever and I put it in here and I pushed this out the best I could and got this out a bit more. It's not perfect, but that there was sort of jammed back and hard against there. I've only really got it out just here, but that's probably still a little bit low, but I've sort of done the best I can to get that back out. But this is all ground up in the inside and the outside, and I've got a coat of weld through primer on the inside and on that bottom edge, and then I've gone along and I've put some texture undercoat on here to really seal it up, and I've blown in the here the best I could to try and seal as much as I can. So that's all sort of sorted, and this is the outer bit, sort of almost ready to go. I'll put another coat of just normal primer on there, and I'm going to give this a gentle grind off and get that sort of ready to put on. I'll flick a bit of weld through primer on there, and then I'll put some texture coat on here, and I won't go right up to the edges. I'll just put a spray on it, sort of just in the middle, just to help protect. Well, I'm not going to get to that edge, but I'll probably do the whole thing in weld through primer, and then I'll just put a little bit of that texture undercoat in there just to help protect. And I was going to, while that was drying before, I thought I'll get in here and get in the grinder and start getting this off, and I hardly got anything done. The grinder, which I had, which is only about 5 months old, decided it was just going to die on me. I don't know, it's had a wee bit of a vibration for a while, and I think it's probably flogged the brushes out in it. So I went back down to the old, what do you want to call it, Bunnings we call here, but it's like a like home hardware, big huge home hardware warehouse over here. So I took my grinder back and dug my receipt out, and got a nice new brand new one. But I kept all the old handle and all the old locking nuts and everything all off the old one, because sometimes you never know, like it comes in handy to have a couple of spares occasionally. So I'll carry on again, and I'll give this new one a bit of a workout and see if I can't blow that up in another 5 months. But yeah, so we'll carry on and we'll do some more, since we've got that basically ready to go. And yeah, should have that. Well, I don't know if I'll get it back on today, but I'll try and get this ground off, and I'll start making my outer panel for that other bit, and sort of between the two I'll try and get them sorted. I'll get some more, I'll give that edge a wee grind off now on the inside, just so I can put some weld through primer on there and let that dry off. And while that's drying off, I'll do a bit more on this, and then I'll probably by about 6 o'clock I might have a couple of drinks and see if I can work my way to New Year's, I suppose, since it is New Year's Eve. But as much as I'd like to be sitting there drinking and getting pissed, I'd rather be doing this too, and just have a few quiet ones. Alrighty, we'll catch you later on and we'll do some more. Cheers. Righty, another quick update. So I've got the original outer panel tech screwed on there, and just to a couple of places, and I'm just going down here. Let me get down here. And in here, just in the top edge. I know that doesn't fit perfectly, but it's not super critical. But I've got this shaped in here, if you can see that. I'll just put a few slices through here with the cutting disc, just on that initial edge. Just got some shape in there, so at least now I can make my outer panel up, test fit that on there, and I'll probably have to do the same with it just to get that bend round and shape properly. And once I'm happy with the two fitting together, I'll weld the those slits up on both and grind it off, and then go through and do the same treatment as this, you know, weld through primer and a couple coats of primer in there, and then some texture undercoat just to help seal everything up on this panel as well as the inner, except for, you know, right up against the edges I'll just have the weld through primer, just, you know, sort of, oh, I don't know, quarter of an inch, just a few mil back, so at least it's got some sort of protection, and I'll leave it off on that inside edge of that and just have weld through primer in there, so at least it's got some sort of protection in between the two pieces of steel. And then eventually I'll go through when I'm sort of finished with this back end and figure out exactly what I've done or what I've got it all sorted, and gone through here and probably primed it or whatever I end up doing with all of this underneath here. Once I've got it all cleaned up, ready to put a coat of something in underneath here, I'll come around here and I'll seam seal all these bottom edges and any repair areas and all that sort of stuff. You know, I'll seam seal in that edge, as well as the join of the two panels, like, because that's, you know, I'm bound to have missed somewhere along there that's still going to get water in, so at least I've got a nice bead of seam seal around along there. It's going to seal everything up. So yeah, so that's all ready to, you know, all ready to go fitting. So that's good. I've just got to get the outer panel made now and finish cleaning up and get it all ready to go on. So I've just, on the outside panel, I've just put some texture undercoat on the inner part of that. The other piece to weld back on there. So while that's drying, I'll take this off and I'll start making up my outer panel, and we should be good to go. Alrighty, catch you later on. Cheers. So the first time didn't work. So yeah, I've got this tagged on. I tried to do that in the last video, but it ended up being just a little bit too low. So I'll try again. Where's my torch? And I'll do a few more tacks along here and get this a bit more prepared. I might just hammer that down a little bit. Not that I should be using a claw hammer, but that's all I've got at the moment. Apart from a paddle I made up. So I might have to grind that one off and just re-weld that one too. It's just a little bit high, just that on the spot. So I'll do that, grind that off, grind that tack off, and re-weld that one. If I can get that to move. Yeah. Reaching that bit of steel. It's moved. I've got just the very finest gap around here, probably between a mil and a half, just from the thickness of the cutting wheel. I originally cut it off. So if you leave a little gap, it doesn't tend to, if you just go along and spot every inch or a little bit more in between for a start off, and then go back around and just do another weld beside those ones each time, you'd least like to get any warpage or twisting or anything like that, because you're not putting too much heat in one spot, and if you leave that little bit of gap, it doesn't tend to bow the metal up too. So from what I've learnt, so we'll go around and do a few welds, and I'll probably do it. I might just do a pass and I'll leave it at that, but yeah, then I'll carry on and do the rest off screen. Well, so that's a pass round there now, one pass, with sort of two spot welds beside each other. So I'll carry on, do the rest off screen, and I'll come back and show you once I've finished that, and we should be good to go. And then I'll hammer and dolly this bottom edge together, because I've pre-drilled all that to sort of spot weld it back on like it would have been originally when the two panels were joined together with spot welds. And then we'll just finish weld this slip where it's been cut underneath, and that should be good to go and ready to final work. Righty, lights getting falling out. Righty, up back time again. So I've got this welded in, but unfortunately it's pulled in. It hasn't actually warped like that way, it's actually sucked these two panels in. That's a pain in the ass. And I thought I'd put a little bit of heat on it and see if I could push it out, but I haven't got anything quite long enough to get down in there. So I'm going to see if I can find something over the next week or two and see if I can get something that's long enough to go down in there, because I haven't got anything to pull out. Yeah, like, you know, if I had a stud gun or something like that, you know, I could probably weld some studs on here and pull it out. Like it's a little bit sucked in here, but bugger all, like it's almost nothing. But down the sand it's pulled in quite hard. That's what's a real pain in the butt. So that's sitting quite nice and flush when I first tacked it on, but just, I don't know, like it's not as though I actually sat there in one spot and welded, you know, like an inch at a time or anything. Like I was backwards and forwards, you know, maybe if I left a little bit longer in between or something. But yeah, it's pulled in quite hard along here, which is a bit of a pain. I'll show you down the other end and show across that guard. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, she's sucked in quite a lot. This is a real pain in the ass because it's not what I wanted, but because it definitely wasn't that bad before I cut it off to get in there and clean up to make sure it was right. Fucking always the way though. So yeah, I'll have to try and bloody do something with that and try and get it better later on. Just not quite sure what I'll do there. Like I can get a bar down in here. Like there is a bit of access, but it's just not that easy to get outward pressure. But I'll work something out. If I was back over in New Zealand, like my father has got quite a lot of sort of different panel beating tools and bars and levers and all sorts of things you can poke down in there and sort of you know, work it out, and put a bit of pressure on there and actually get that to come back out. You know, probably with just a little bit of heat and just work it out, and a little bit more heat and work it out, just to try and get it to flatten out a bit, which is a real pain. I didn't want to heap full down there. Like, it wouldn't be so bad if this was up here still and that was like a little bit low, and then it was, you know, and then it just transitioned back into it, but it actually sucked those 2 points in. You know, like I thought that with the gap, a little bit of a gap I had there, it would have been alright, but it's pulled in for some stupid reason. I possibly should have, also I never had it tacked along here for a start off. I probably should have tacked that, you know, in the few spots and then actually welded that on, so it might have stopped that from pulling in. But yeah, I just didn't think about it. So yeah, that's that, I suppose. I'll carry on, do some more, and we'll get this bottom on this guard, I suppose. Try and get that done before the end of the day, because tomorrow I'm back to work. So happy New Year's, everybody. It's the first today. Unfortunately, I'm got to go back to work on the 2nd, which is not something I'm used to either. In New Zealand here, most people don't normally go back until the sort of like the 3rd or the 4th. They give you a couple of days to get home from holidays if you're away on holidays. That's just the normal public holidays, but over here is basically have the 1st off, and once you take an extra couple of days off, to get back from where you are, you're going to celebrate New Year's Eve. You're back to work after that day, which seems a bit crazy. That's forcing people to drive back half pissed, you know, if they've had a big night or something stupid like that, if they've been away somewhere. So, but anyway, we'll catch you later and we'll get back to you. Cheers.